So, off camera, I did a few things. I decided to go do a couple of the small little things that I need to get done along the way. I went and got our swords, I got our enchanted and our magic. I forgot you had to upgrade a +5 weapon to magic, and then magic goes to enchanted. And I'm still not 100% sure on all the things, but going through all these, I think I determined that raw at the moment might be doing more damage for me at the moment. As I get higher, it's supposed to scale off to my understanding, but right now I think a raw +5 broken straight sword is actually better than our +10 broken straight sword. It seems to be doing more damage, just generally what I'm doing. And I think that's all I got. We got a few more broken straight swords to ascend and turn into a lightning, crystal, fire, and chaos, respectively. But I went around to a couple places. I went to the depths and I grinded for a bit of humanity. So we've got a comfortable amount of humanity. I don't like to get too much, but just enough so I don't have to worry about running out. And in case I'm in a pinch and really need to heal, I'd like to have those on. I also was grinding some. Let's see, what are they? Green, the Titanite chunks for magic, divine, fire weapon, etc. Because we're obviously going to need a couple of those. I was grinding a few of those in the depths along with the large Titanite shards because they are pretty expensive from the merchant. I decided I might as well just grind them. I had some time. And, Dark Souls isn't the kind of game I really grind in too much. You don't have to grind, but you can if you want to. And it's kind of a game, as long as you don't overdo it in this one, I enjoy grinding in Dark Souls a little bit. So that was kind of fun. The running in the depths bonfire over to the rats, back to the blob monsters that dropped the Titanite shards. I did that for a little while. Then I went down to, if you really wanted to farm some green Titanite shards, I went down to Blight Town and farmed off the slugs. They dropped 5 at a time. Pretty good grinding, got a decent amount of souls. Went around and bought a few other little things here and there that might pop up in my inventory. I went through and I cleaned a few of the things I'd gotten, and I decided on a whim, hey, what the heck, I might as well go back to the forest and see if I can get a hold of the ring. Maybe the ninja went back to the forest. Turns out if you fail to kill Shiva and his buddy there, they go back to the forest and you just have to kill them in the forest, which is a little harder because they have backup there. But I pulled it off. It wasn't too difficult. Got him. And we got the flip ring. So now, I haven't had this ring in forever. This ring is, I forgot how good this ring is a little overpowered, but this is going to be a helpful ring. I think I'm going to find myself running this ring a lot when I need to avoid bosses and really, really need to dodge. So that will be helpful to me now. I'm really glad. I was a little worried I missed my chance to get it. It wasn't the end of the world, but I am glad I have it. And I really thought, I haven't gotten that ring in a long time, so I'm going to have some fun with that. I think that's pretty much it. I just went around, did some grinding, got some supplies, bought a few things here and there, nothing major. I didn't level up or anything, but I did work on my fashion souls, so that is the most important thing, and be sure to let me know what you think. I actually don't usually wear the Crown of the Dark Sun, but it's a popular PvP item for, armor item for a good reason. Due to its effect, it increases my magic damage, which I'm not sure actually translates when I'm using buffs. I think it might be direct magic damage, but I'm going to keep it on for now. The turn off, though, is that I take more magic damage, so we'll see how that works. There's not too many enemies. I'll probably take it off if I go to, like, Dukes or something. But that's my my fashion souls. As always, it's the most important thing in any player's run, speed run, build guide, anything. Even in speed runs, fashion souls matters. It does. Everyone agrees on this. So now that I've gotten most of our list done, there's still a few little things we need to pick up here or there. But I figured while we were down here in Quillek's domain, we're going to head down and try to challenge Ceaseless. I don't think it's going to be too bad. I think it's going to work out okay. That's my hopes and dreams. It'll be okay. Because I really think I'm doing a little more damage with a raw weapon right now. I wonder if actually, because Enchanted would, but I think, see, I'm confused because I think Enchanted, magic should scale with your intelligence, but I don't think Enchanted does. But it does. But how, I don't, does it do more damage? I don't, you know what? It might actually, let's try the Enchanted at the moment, and I'll buff it with, can I buff it? Oh, you can't buff it. Okay, can I buff the magic? I'm learning. This is a learning process for me. I never messed around with elemental weapons too much in Dark Souls 1. I messed around with them a little bit more in 2. All right, we're going to go back to Raw, because I think Raw plus the buff seems to be the best thing. And I think that's the ring I'm probably going to want. I am actually just on the cusp of being able to utilize the flip ring and not be over encumbered. I'm just on the cusp with this setup, so that's what I'm running for now. I might change it depending on where we go and what we're doing. The funny thing is, we're actually going to enter about 25% of all the 4 remaining areas we need to go into. I'm going to get like 25% into each of those areas and then pull out. Because because there's a few things in each of those areas that I want to get before I actually dig deep into the remaining of the areas and try to challenge the bosses and their domains. Which this one is, this is going to be a challenge. And I'm thinking of the catacombs, which is where I was going to go first, but I figured it's going to be smarter to beat Ceaseless. Go grab the large, I think it's the very large, so I can get a plus 15. Come back, don't fight the Fire Sage Demon. Go to Pinwheel, beat Pinwheel. Don't go all the way to the Tomb of the Giants. Just save Rhea, get patches, get out of there with the Kindling, and then go to the Dukes, grab the upgrade I need for Dukes, and then probably... I don't want to challenge the 4 Kings. They're my least favorite boss. They're not a fun fight. Probably save them for last. I don't think there's anything I need in New Orlando if I drink. Yeah, that's the plan. It's going to be kind of funny because usually when I go into these areas, I sort of just pick an area and I commit and I go through it. But I think this is going to be a lot smarter, result in a lot less deaths, and just make the whole run much smoother. Because I think I've had enough running around and dying. And we're almost done with our Dark Souls shopping list, but not quite. We've got 1 or 2 more things to pick up, which I should be able to pick up after I grab the things I need out of the previously listed areas. So, Ceaseless. I don't think I've ever cheesed him, ever. He's not, I mean, he's a good enough fight. I like that he's not aggressive, you don't pick this up, but I have nothing in particular to hit him with, so I might as well just make him aggressive. I should buff first. Am I good? Do I know what I'm doing? I would hope at this point I do. Let's grab some of my humanity in case. We should definitely go get the Rite of Kindling. I probably should have gone and gotten that much, much sooner. But, I always feel like running and getting the Rite of Kindling right away is... I didn't know what he was doing there. He just kind of like moved around. I feel like it's not cheap, and you're not cheating the system in any way. That's not what I feel like. But I feel like, I don't know, you can go through the game without it. You never need to get the Rite of Kindling. You don't have to get more than 5 S's at any time. The nice thing about this game, and this boss kind of embodies it really, you can come down here and fight this guy, well, if you can get past Quillak, you can fight this guy really early. You can fight a lot of bosses really early and do a lot of things out of order. And the whole game is based on, a lot of it's, sure, there's skill. You could say, like, you need to be good to do that. And you do need to... Yikes. I hate this one. I hate it. I hate it. Oh, God. Oh, wow. I think that might count as magic damage. I wonder if it does. Guy took a lot of damage from that, and I'm not doing a ton to him. But that's okay, because the point I'm getting at is... it's something I heard that Miyazaki said about the Soul series, is he wanted to make it where, sure, like if you're good, you can beat the game, and you can do some interesting things. But anyone can beat this game if they're patient enough. Dark Souls gets the rep for being like a modern equivalent of the hardest game ever. It's gotten coined the term of this game is, what is it, like this is Dark Souls, the Dark Souls of whatever. And, I mean, I think it's funny enough, it's fine. But it's actually not. It was such a breath of fresh air when games had gotten to what's the term? Like laxed in how they treated players. They treated them like they're idiots, really. And the tutorial, it's been gone over many people's opinions and stuff. That it was just such a nice change of pace. And people felt it was hard because of that. And yeah, there's some things that are tough. I've always said that Dark Souls is, when people say it's hard, my response has always been, it's ouch. It does that, and you get kind of mad. But Dark Souls is not unfair, it's just unforgiving. And there's a difference. Because some games are unfair. I'm not saying there aren't a few unfair moments in Dark Souls. There's like a few things here or there, but mostly if you're patient and slow enough, this is something Miyazaki said, allegedly. I didn't hear him say this, but he said if any player is patient enough with any area, going through areas in the game, figuring things out, fighting bosses, as long as you are patient enough, you can beat it. You can beat Dark Souls. And I kind of like that philosophy or mentality. I'm not sure which it is. It is going to get me killed, though. Well, it could be doing worse damage, I suppose. I'd be doing more if I was doing lightning. I thought these guys would be weak to magic. I thought I'd have a little bit of an advantage here. But I'm doing okay, and I think the flip ring is actually helping me. I'm going to top myself off. Just because, you know, it's not fun to die. I do it a lot, but it's not fun. Ouch. So I've always kind of appreciated that about the Souls series, the ones I've played anyways, which, in all honesty, I've only played 2. I've played Dark Souls 1, and I've played Dark Souls 2. I'm dying to play Bloodborne. I've seen Bloodborne just because I wanted to, I just didn't want to wait on it. But I've still not seen a single thing from, well, I've seen a little bit from 3, and I've seen almost nothing from Demon Souls. I've heard some talk, but talk doesn't really mean anything. Like, if someone starts talking about something spoilerish, I actually have a good example of this, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but my example of this is, like, I had heard people talk about Game of Thrones, and I always knew, I knew I'd like it, I knew I wanted to see it, I would eventually. And at this point, I think I don't think it wrapped up yet. I think it's getting close to it, though. Which is funny, because I think I'm just going to, the plan was, same thing I kind of did with Breaking Bad, actually. I'm just going to wait until the whole thing's out. Like, people have been on this ride for like 5 or 6 years. Like, oh, it's been such a long series, and it's coming to the end. I'm going to be that guy who jumps in at the last minute, binges all the episodes, and then watches the finale live when it comes out. That's going to be me. That's kind of my plan for it. And I always knew I'd like the series, and I'd always had people recommend it to me, and I just knew I'd like it, just based on the things I'd heard and known about it. There's no way I wouldn't like it. But I'd heard people, even that I was trying to avoid spoilers for it, and even in doing so, still you come across some things, memes, or people saying certain things. Nothing huge, but I knew a few things here or there. But even with knowing those things, when I eventually do consume the product, I probably won't really remember. Even if they said something, God. See, the thing is, I don't really know how to dodge that, because I don't usually fight him this long. He's usually not that hard of a fight for me. He either kills me quickly or I kill him quickly. That's kind of how this normally goes. So this is new for both of us. Oh, don't do that! This is why I grinded humanity, and I don't really feel bad about it. Kind of like with going to the catacombs early and getting the Rite of Kindling. They have 20 Estus at all times for the most part. I don't like to go and I guess that's better. I don't like to go and just grind up 99 humanity and be like, okay, let's start the playthrough with 99 humanity. That feels a little not cheap, but it just doesn't. It's not in the spirit of the game for me. But having a few in my back pocket, like the 25 I have now, I decided, okay, that's probably good. I'd also be doing a lot better if I had more soft humanity. Which soft humanity, by the way, is the humanity I have in my counter. Hard humanity is the humanity I'm consuming right here. And soft humanity is now the 1 I have in there. So I have 1 soft humanity. And it caps off pretty quick at 10. But having some of the soft humanity in my counter would actually make me stronger and more resistant to a few things. And give me the ability to... No! God. Don't. Wait. Son of a bitch. Well played. Well played. It was at that moment, it was either him or me. And this time it was me. Ceaseless. It's not the way I wanted to do that fight, but unfortunately once you get him to aggro that way, he immediately starts walking towards you when you enter the door. And he just kind of gets stuck over here, and I tried to kind of lure him over there, and he just kind of blew fire at me, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll fight you where I have the advantage and not on a more fair plane. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, you know, it's... Gosh, the number of times... There should be an achievement for getting a boss to that low amount of health. That teeny little bit, and then dying. It's just... It's one of the... I don't know how to describe that feeling. Sadness, maybe? I don't know. It's not... It's so awful. It's so awful. And I've seen plenty of people do it. I've seen people do it in PvP. Regular enemies, bosses, the best. That's exactly what I thought was going to happen with Ornstein, but it didn't. And I guess if it had to happen anywhere, I'd prefer it with Ceaseless. I could have just walked him off the edge, because I think he's the biggest boss in the game. He's gigantic. But he's an okay boss, too. It's like, I see what they were trying to do here. if this is part of Izalith, which I would consider this part of Izalith, he's what I would consider. Well, I like the Centipede Demon too. People often comment on how bad Lost Izalith level design is and how bad it is as a whole. And I agree with the consensus that it is one of the worst areas in the game, despite that it has very cool architecture and the lore to the area is actually more engaging than most of the other lores of areas, in my opinion. Like, the Duke's Archive should call to me. It should be, like, the one I like the most, just based on things I like. But, I don't know. I kind of like this ancient chaos city. It's something about that is cool to me. But, yeah, I like Ceaseless, and I like the Centipede Demon. I think they're both solid bosses. The boss who are coming up on here, who we're not going to fight, is not great. And the general enemy layout, like just the copy and pasted Capra demons and Taurus demons, and it's just, it's not good. And there's no way I'm going to be able to go and pick up the Ember over there, which is on our list. We need to get all the Embers. But I'm going to wait till I can fight the Centipede Demon and get the ring. It'll just, I don't think maybe I'll try for a suicide run after I don't have things worth dying for. I could I have a couple of rare rings of sacrifice, but I wish I was human here too, because Kirk could invade me. Good old Kirk, another part of this area's lore. He's an interesting NPC. He doesn't get a lot of love. Gets a lot of backstabs though. Capra, could we not? I don't want to do this today. Not today. I already died to Ceaseless. Can we not do this? I don't actually know. Oh, Alright, well, I guess we're doing this. Alright, we're doing this. No! It got dangerous all of a sudden. Yeah, that's right. You tell your friends. Go tell your 20 friends upstairs that I'm here. And I'll beat you. That's right, you better run. I gotta kill this worm. These are actually... I might have said something else was my least favorite enemy at some point during this playthrough. Maybe the dogs, maybe I said some other like random enemy was. It's actually these guys. I always forget it till I get here. These guys fucking suck. They do a ton of damage. I hate these guys. No, what is that? Shrug. Heal. I wonder if I just hit the bonfire. I don't think I can. Can you? No. See, he actually guards the bonfire. It's then you can't even light it. I wouldn't think I'd be able to sit at it, but you can't even light it. Do you see that resistance on him? God, they have acid that'll degrade your weapon, which is the last thing I need, even though I have sufficient backups now. They do so much damage, and they are difficult to avoid. Alright, how about this? Since I'm not using that. Do a quick ring swap here for our flip ring and ring of steel protection. For all the good it did me. I think I took the same amount of damage. Oh, I had also taken off the Dark Moon Crown just because I thought I might be taking more damage, and I put on Flash Sweat for Ceaseless, which overall helped. It would have saved me if I'd had it on before. I didn't. Okay. That was awfully annoying. He was strangely resilient to my attacks. Those guys. I might come across another enemy in the game at some point, and I'll claim that one's the worst, but no, just don't listen to me. Listen to me now. That guy's the worst. Those goddamn worms. So terrible. And putting this, it's cheeky, and maybe it's almost any amount of good level design, but putting that worm there to block you from the bonfire is just... Thanks, FromSoft.